Hello YouTubers, Paul Wooten here, come to you with another video. I'm sporting one of my Hot Wheels shirts. I believe, if I remember right, this was one of the K-Mart Day shirts that they had a while back. But that's what this video is going to be about is K-Days. Back in '04, my son was 16 years old. We had been collecting for about 6 years up to that point, and the Kmart days became um, a hit back in '04. We went to our first one, and we went from 2004 till 2009. Didn't miss a single event. We would be there at you know 30 minutes before the thing would start at 9. And after the second year, they moved to having multiple Kmart days in one year. But that particular um, year in '04, they only did it once. But we had roughly 15 people at the very first K Day. A lot of people didn't know what it was about. We had some people that were standing around wondering what we were doing, that had no concern over Hot Wheels whatsoever. They just was interested in what we was waiting on. But it was awesome back in the day. You know the variations were hard to find at the time. Of course, you could only get them at Kmart, but pretty much that was the only way you could get it. If you didn't go to the event, and if there wasn't any left over, then you missed out. You had to buy it from the secondary market. Treasure hunts were pretty much all supers at that time. Um, in the very first year, it was 72 car count cases, if I remember. And they had master cases, and they would bring them out. And when they first started doing our Kmart days, and up to the very last one that we ever had at the Kmart that I have in my town, we never took numbers. We were never handed out tickets. Somehow or another, it was the same crowd. It was the same guys that would go every single time. Seemed like no new ones would come, and just the same guys. So the manager at that particular Kmart made sure he ordered enough cases to where that everybody would get at least one sealed case per person. And that went on for quite a few events. And then it got to where they would order two of the 36 count cases per guest. And talking about guests, look, I don't know if you can see right here, somebody just joined the crowd. Miss Sasha wants her treats. Hope you guys don't mind this, but it's part of it. Either I start over or I tend to my speak. You ain't gonna speak? Speak, 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 speak. Alright, now go lay down now. Wouldn't be normal if Miss Sauce didn't want to be part of the video. Now go lay down. Go lay down, baby girl. Alright. So for the longest time, I mean, there wasn't any no fighting over cars. There wasn't anything. There was pretty much everybody would be handed two sealed cases of 36, and if there was any odd numbers, as long as everybody got a case, either one or two, or however it worked out, and if there was any odd number of cases, like an extra case left over, it was kind of a gentleman's agreement that we would all just stand back. There was a table. They would dump the box in there, and everybody kind of would just shuffle through it and grab what they wanted or whatever. But it was pretty much everybody in our group was pretty much gentlemen. If we had children, we made sure the children got a case of there. If we brought our kid, like my son would come, so he would get cases. But everybody was cool with it. there was one time where this guy brought like 8 kids. He brought like all his neighbors and stuff in there, and we're all looking at him like, "Look, dude, this particular time they got one, they got enough for each person to get one case, and those 8 kids, I hate to say it, I mean they're gonna have to share yours." And he says, "Well, that ain't no good." I said, "Whatever, man." So he says, "We're not making it, you know, we're not going to make this into a big brawl. I mean, it's just kind of how we've been doing this. The manager, pretty much set up the rules for our particular store. So it always pretty much worked out good. And then me and another guy, no matter what, at the very end, everybody else would leave, and we would go through and line up every single car, put all the cars together. He was like a variation king, and he taught me how to hunt variations. So we would go through everything that was left over, and usually didn't leave too much stuff behind, because I mean everybody's pretty much everybody took what they bought. They would pretty much take their whole case with them, just leave a few behind. And then there's another Kmart about, I don't know, 15 minutes away. We would hit that Kmart after everybody else's went through their Kmart. We would talk to the managers. "Hey, was there any cars left over?" Said, "Yeah, we rode them in the back in the buggy." And for all y'all up north or in other places, a buggy is a shopping cart. So anyway, they brought the buggies back out, and where everybody had dumped the cases in there. And I'm gonna tell you, more than one time, him or I, one of the two of us, would always find a treasure hunt. The guys were so quick to go through their cases and run to the next Kmart, because at the time we had about 15 Kmarts within an hour of here. So it was crazy. We'd go to their store and they'd say, "Hey, ain't no sense you going through there. We've been done through everything." And later on we'd see them and says, "Hey man, you guys left a hunt behind." "No." I says, "Yeah, you did." I said, "You could even ask the manager. You go in there next time and ask the manager." I said, "We showed it to him." Says, "Man, these guys must have been in a hurry." But anyway, so the years went on, and then through the years, it started giving away. You could get hats, and you could get license plates and shirts, and then you started getting the posters, and then you started getting the I can't remember what it was now. You could get these special things to mail in for some of the mail-in cars. But through the years, there was a lot of awesome, rare, hard to find Kmart variations that were pretty cool. Being that it was a Kmart only car, and then it being a little tougher variation, was cool to find. I'm looking right now through my records here and trying to find. Anyway, it was a Shelby Cobra, like in '05. That was the one I remember. I still have it. It was a gray Shelby Cobra. It normally came out with a black interior, but there was a few that came out with a tan interior, and I didn't even know I had one until at the end of the day when we was looking through looking for variations, and I had it. So I was the only one of the whole group to get one. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, so we kind of quit going. We went to every one until 2009. In 2009, we had a convention that we did in Vegas every year, so we would usually miss the February event, but we would catch the next one. So 2010 might have been right around there. They closed my Kmart, so I kind of just said, okay, even though there's 2 Kmarts fairly close, I said, it's not that fun anymore. And we don't have our normal gang and all that stuff, so we just quit going. So if it was something I was after, I would just buy it on the secondary market or have guys find it for me. But yeah, Kmart days were really fun back in the day. Haven't been to one in at least 5 years, and it's the same old on the boards. Everybody either wants to bitch about it, about they didn't get a hunt. Nobody got a hunt. There wasn't enough cases. Somebody already gone through the cases. And now I guess the way to solve a lot of that is to buy a case online, and I've never done that. I should have. I mean, but just never did it. But anyway, that's my little, I guess, my little historical road, a little bit of minor rant, I guess you would say. And I guess we'll sit back and see all the videos everybody makes, the in-store Kmart day videos. That would be pretty cool, I guess. But be cool to the kids, and one another at these things. They they need to be part of the sport. I mean, the hobby also. Like I was saying a while back in my earlier part of the video, where that one guy brought like 8 kids. Well, he brought all of his neighborhood kids, and what it was is they was all like 5 and under, and they didn't even understand what was going on. But he just brought them to try and push the rest of us collectors out of the whole event. He was wanting to get a case per kid, and then he had everything, and then he wasn't gonna, he was a hoarder. He was one of the scalpers in our area, did a lot of the flea markets, so we knew what he was gonna do with them. But anyway, everybody enjoy the hobby. Good luck this upcoming week. I think next weekend, I guess it is the next K-Mart day, and find all the cool stuff. And once again, this is one of those cool Hot Wheels shirts I saw where you go to Kmart.com and they've got some new hats and some new shirts that you can order online there, which is pretty cool. So, a long weekend, get ready to wrap it up for the evening and hit the sack, start a new week. And happy hunting, rip them cars open.